What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and some very important things that we need to be looking out for, as today is earnings day. We have some big things coming out for Tesla that make me very excited, so I'm going to discuss that. I'm also going to tell you guys what my price prediction is for tomorrow and what I think we should be expecting for tomorrow. I'm going to talk about the overall stock market and what the Fed just did, as we do have some new changes from Jerome Powell that could definitely affect the market. I'm also going to talk about what the SEC is doing that can actually affect Tesla going forward, and I am going to spend more time talking about the earnings report, as we do have some very, very amazing things to discuss, as Tesla has absolutely crushed it. I'm also going to end the video by talking about what Elon Musk just tweeted about, as we have some major tweets involving the Cybertruck that just came out. Now, before I say anything about Elon Musk's tweets, before I talk about the earnings report or what my price prediction is for tomorrow, I do have to mention some very important things. First off, I'm not a financial planner, guys. This is all for educational purposes only. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below in the description. If you do sign up, guys, you will not only qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500. You'll not only get up to a free real-time level 2 data with $0 in trading commissions, but you're also going to qualify for a possible chance to win $200,000 if you simply sign up and deposit $100 into Moomoo. Once again, they're giving away up to $200,000 if you simply sign up and check it out for the new year. So with that out of the way, guys, let's get on with the video. So check this out right over here. I told you guys in my previous video that I saw Tesla maybe dropping a little bit because of the fear involving what Jerome Powell would say. And I told you guys we'd see a very strong closing. I told you guys I thought we'd close at $950. We ended up closing at $937. But most of what I predicted did end up coming true. Now, I do want to note something very important. My predictions are not always going to be perfect. I'm not always right. But I do want to let you guys know something important. That is, right now, guys, Tesla is doing pretty well, as we did have them kill the earnings report. But even if they crushed it, guys, the stock price may not always reflect that, because the overall market right now is in a very, very interesting situation. So I'm going to talk about that right now. I want to talk about that in more detail, but I first need to show you guys something very interesting. So looking at the one-day chart of Tesla, as you guys can see, we were trading sideways. We ran up, we jumped really hard, then we ended up running up again, closing in the green. Well, look at this right over here. Let's bring up the SPY real quick. It looks almost identical. It runs up, trades sideways, it runs up very hard, then it drops really hard, runs up towards the end, and closes a little bit in the red, which is the main difference, but it's pretty similar. Look at the NASDAQ. Once again, very similar to Tesla and the SPY. That's my point, guys, because the market right now is playing a big role in dictating how Tesla is moving. So I'm not entirely sure if we're guaranteed a green day if Tesla actually crushed it when it comes to their earnings, but I do want to talk about that in a little bit more detail. So look at this right here, guys. The Fed has been saying some very interesting things, okay? So they had their big FOMC meeting, and Jerome Powell ended up announcing some very, very important things. He stated that, look, he isn't sure to the extent in which he's going to raise rates yet. After all this time, guys, after all the FUD that was coming out, after all the uncertainty and ambiguity, he still doesn't know, and he didn't actually give us a good answer. They asked him basically, and he ended up stating that he can't give a real answer just yet, but he did say that they will be rising, particularly in March, most likely. Now, that's very important, because he did actually state that for 2022, the entire year, perhaps, the Fed is probably going to be tightening on policy, and that is kind of bearish, so that did play a role in us seeing this drop that we ended up seeing like this. But once again, guys, we still don't know the true extent in which rates are going to be risen at, but we do know they're going to rise. So I can't tell you a real answer. I can't tell you that rates are going to be risen like 4 times or 5 times or 6 times. I don't really know yet. The Fed hasn't actually announced it yet, and it seems like he was kind of trivial, so to speak. He kind of trivialized a lot of issues, in my opinion, guys. That's just my opinion. I feel like Jerome Powell was trying to really calm people down, because if he did end up announcing something very dire, it would have caused the entire market to tank pretty hard right now, because all eyes were on Jerome Powell, and he didn't necessarily do that right now. So I don't see a lot of very, very bearish catalysts for the market, and I do expect us to kind of trade a little bit sideways and maybe start to run up a little bit more for the next upcoming days, as we do have a lot of earnings reports coming out. Now, as for Tesla, I do think Tesla should continue on that trend, as it is looking pretty good right now. The $900 level of support is holding up pretty well, but there is one thing I have to discuss that's very important. Look at this right here. This is when Tesla's share price what would look like, or at least this is the chart over a longer time frame, right? And you guys can see that we've been in this downward channel for quite a bit of time, and we are trading below many of the, I would say, kind of longer term moving averages. So what's happening is we've been respecting this downward trend, and we've been, we're still respecting it. So there is a possibility that we could continue on this downward trend, even though Tesla crushed it when it comes to their earnings. I'm going to show you the numbers in a minute, guys, but I just want to put it out there that, look, it's not Tesla's fault. Even though this is happening, I'm not necessarily scared because I'm very bullish for the long term as their earnings are showing. So what do I expect for tomorrow? Now, I told you guys they absolutely crushed it for their earnings, but in the after hours, they're still in the red. And oftentimes during Tesla's earnings reports, they end up dropping, even though it's not Tesla's fault. So what could end up happening is we could trade kind of sideways for tomorrow, maybe close a little bit in the green. I'm still anticipating that, but we are still on this downward trend over a longer time frame. So this could still very much be respected. We could end up touching the upper end of it, meaning we could go to maybe the $950 range and finally get to that range, like I said yesterday. But it really depends on what Elon Musk announces, right? Because they crushed it when it comes to earnings, but I haven't necessarily heard Elon Musk announce something crazy big. So what I'm trying to say for tomorrow is I still have a price target of 950. Unless Elon Musk announces something huge, it's going to go to the absolute moon. So let's actually look at the data real quick. So one last thing though is the SEC is proposing amendments to enhance private fund reporting. So for a lot of manipulation that's going on, they're going to be a lot tighter on policy, and this may affect Tesla at least to some degree. But anyways, let's just talk about the earnings report, as this is the big thing on everyone's minds. Basically, Tesla crushed it. They absolutely crushed it when it comes to their earnings and revenue. Let me show you this real quick from this article. Then I'm going to break down the actual numbers from Tesla. So they did $2.52 per share, guys. That's what they did versus the expected of 2.36. Once again, they crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. Their revenue, it was actually 17.72 billion. That's much higher than the $16.57 billion that was expected, right? They're absolutely crushed it in every way, shape, or form possible, except when it came to some like energy numbers. But I'm going to break down some numbers right over here. We have the actual PDF from Tesla that came out, and right here they basically highlight everything. Now, I want to talk about this right here. They have a ton of cash, guys. Right now, in terms of their free cash flow of about $2.8 billion. Once again, very, very good news because they could easily use this money for more and more projects, which I think is very, very bullish news going forward. I also want to talk about this right here. If I go down right here, if you guys look at this data, you'll notice something very interesting. So for year over year, their operating expenses went up by 50%, but then their revenue went up by 65%, right? They're super profitable. They're absolutely crushing it, and they're doing really, really well. They delivered just under a million deliveries. They did about 936,000 deliveries just for the year 2021. Absolutely killing it. They absolutely crushed expectation, and they're doing very, very well when it comes to their numbers. Now, if you look at other things out there, guys, there was something Elon Musk did report, though, that's a little bit, I wouldn't say it's concerning, but it's not great news. And that's the fact that the global supply shortage right now is still an issue for Tesla. I think Jerome Powell implicitly stated that this could actually go on for the remainder of 2022. And the thing is, even though that is an issue, the thing about that is Tesla is still crushing it when it comes to their numbers. I mean, look at their numbers year over year. You guys could see that when it comes to their total production, they were only doing 179,000 back in Q4 of 2020. Now we're doing over 305,000 just for Q4 of 2021. Once again, 70% up year over year. The deliveries are up 71% year over year. Absolutely killing it, guys. And I can't wait for what the future holds when it comes to their production, their capabilities, guys. It's just getting better and better and better. You guys can see these deliveries absolutely crushed it too. So let's go a little bit down here. Let's see what else we're seeing here. So we're seeing some news about the Tesla Shanghai factory. Once again, they're going to be ramping up production for 2021. It says local production is essential for reducing the cost per vehicle. And it also states right over here for the Berlin factory, basically they're doing equipment testing right now through the vehicle production process. And we are still in the process of finalizing the manufacturing permit from local authorities. So they're not necessarily ready just yet, but we are getting closer and closer. Now, it states right here that these first vehicles will be built around 2,170 cells. That's another very good improvement. Now, when it comes to California and Texas, it states right here that the Gigafactory in Texas, after certification of Austin-made Model Y, we plan to start delivering to customers. So they're very, very close, guys. They're just at the final certifications. That's all they're waiting. And then once that's out of the water, guys, they're going to start delivering to customers. Very, very bullish piece of news. Now, the Fremont factory is said to be one of the most efficient factories in all of California. Once again, absolutely killing it. I mean, there's like nothing bad I could say, guys. The large majority of news is just great and great and great. Right over here, it states that the team continued to they when it comes to their full self-driving technology, it states that the full self-driving beta vehicles went from a couple of thousand in Q3 to nearly 60,000 vehicles in the US today. Once again, killing it. The full self-driving beta is becoming huge, guys. Their vehicle software is just amazing. I mean, they're just killing it in every way, shape, or form possible, guys. This is why I'm just so bullish. Look at this right here. The energy storage deployment increased by 32% year over year. Some people expected this to be a little bit higher, guys, but I mean, it's still an increase, so they're still doing well, and that's my point. They're just killing it in like almost every way possible. Now, it states this right here. When it comes to cash, they have a sufficient liquidity to fund their product roadmap, long-term capacity expansion plans, and other expenses. Once again, pretty good piece of news, guys. I'm very excited about that. And going down, guys, we have other like photos and charts. You guys can see that this is them in the Fremont factory producing more cars. They are using a different cast system. They have new art at the Berlin factory. Looks very cool. This is also in the Giga Berlin. Very, very awesome. I can't wait for what their body shops and productions are going to show. Looks very, very cool, guys. These are all the pictures that I'm showing you. Looks very, very, very cool. So I can't wait for what the future holds, guys. These are very, very bullish pieces of news for the long term. It's just that for the short term, the market is not in the best of stages right now, right? And when it comes to the Tesla Semi, Elon Musk is going to announce some big news involving the Tesla Semi relatively soon. So I can't wait for that. So we have a lot of really, really cool things coming up. So you can see the cumulative profitability since inception, and you guys could see right now it's just absolutely flipping. They're not only profitable, but they're absolutely killing it, doing extremely well for 2021. And there are other key metrics here. I just feel like the numbers are really small, but it's kind of just repeating the data I showed you from before. So when it comes to their statement of operations, everything is just getting better and better. Their total revenue went up as well. Their gross profit is also going up. Everything is just doing really well, guys. I didn't see anything that's concerning or bad, besides the fact that their energy storage may have not, their energy sales didn't do as well as some people had anticipated. But besides that, they crushed it in every way possible. I'm not going to just read all these numbers to you. You're probably getting kind of bored, but you guys get my point, guys. They just absolutely killed it. So to end the video, I'm going to talk about the two last things, and that's the fact that Tesla unveils a fleet of new Tesla semi-electric trucks that are going to be coming out relatively soon. To me, that's a very, very cool innovation. I can't wait for how this plays out. They definitely will be very powerful, but I feel like this is something that's going to be more long-term, right? I don't think production is going to start for quite a while, but there has not been much word about the start of the production or the status of it. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm still very, very bullish for the future, for the long-term future. It's going to be very awesome. Now, to end the video, look at what Elon Musk stated. He stated that he has been driving the latest Cybertruck prototype around the Giga Texas. Once again, it's absolutely awesome. That, guys, is exciting news for me. I think Elon Musk is going to announce something very big involving the Cybertruck. I know that a lot of people are excited, and I can't wait to report this tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to make another video about this, and I'm going to actually show you what Elon Musk stated and why I'm so, so, so excited for the future. So when it comes to the share price, guys, my conviction stays the same. Unless Elon Musk announces something crazy big, we could stay in this channel and we may actually close around 950 tomorrow. However, if he announces something big, guys, we could easily run very, very rapidly, run all the way up to 1100, guys, if he announces something absolutely insane. So just be on the lookout for that. He could announce some very bullish news, and we'll see how the market responds to that. So my prediction is still the same, guys. I still think we're going to go to maybe 950 unless he announces something very awesome. I think that for the remainder of the week, the market is going to be either a little bit sideways, maybe more on an upward trend. I am still a little bit more bullish because of the fact that Jerome Powell has not scared us. He didn't announce anything we didn't know. In fact, he was kind of just answering questions without giving any really really crazy answers. That's the best way I could put it. He was also very, he wasn't necessarily being pragmatic. I think he was kind of trivializing the extent of what these issues really are. But I just don't see anything that's too negative as of right now that's going to cause the market to crash until they raise rates in March. So right now the market's not looking too bad. I don't think that for the rest of the week we're going to crash. I think we're going to be pretty sideways, maybe run up a little bit for Thursday and Friday. And I do think Tesla tomorrow could close around 950 or maybe a little bit higher. So that's what I have for this one, guys. I'm still very bullish for the long term. Don't be phased by numbers like this. Don't worry about the share price right now. Eventually, it's going to recover and go to all-time highs. We're gonna kill it, guys. And their deliveries, their numbers are looking really, really good. I thank you for listening. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.